Now, if this earthly love has power to make men's being mortal, immortal, to shake ambition from their memories and brim their measure of content, what merest whim seems all this poor endeavour after fame, to one who keeps within his steadfast aim a love immortal, and immortal too? Look not so wildered, for these things are true, and never can be born of atomies that buzz about our slumbers like brain flies, leaving us fancy sick. No, no, I'm sure my restless spirit never could endure to brood so long upon one luxury, unless it did, though fearfully, espy a hope beyond the shadow of a dream. A hope, my sayings will the less obscured seem, when I have told thee how my waking sight has made me scruple whether that same night was passed in dreaming. Hearken, sweet Peona, beyond to the matron temple of Latona, which we should see but for these darkening boughs, lies a deep hollow, from whose ragged brows bushes and trees do lean all round athwart, and meet so nearly, that with wings outtraught and spreaded tail a vulture could not glide past them, but he must brush on every side. Some moulded steps lead into this cool cell, far as the slabbed margin of a well, whose patient level peeps its crystal eye, right upward through the bushes to the sky. Oft I have brought thee flowers on their stalks set, like vestal primroses, but dark velvet edges them round, and they have golden pits. 'Twas there I got them, from the gaps and slits in a mossy stone that sometimes was my seat, when all above was faint with midday heat, and there in strife no morning thoughts to heed, I'd bubble up the water through a reed. So reaching back to boyhood, make me ships of malted feathers, touchwood alder chips, with leaves stuck in them, and the Neptune be of their petty ocean, oftener heavily, when lovelorn hours had left me less a child. I sat contemplating the figures wild, or overhead clouds melting the mirror through. Upon a day, while thus I watched by flew a cloudy Cupid with his bow and quiver, so plainly charactered, no breeze would shiver the happy chance, so happy I would fain to follow it upon the open plain, and therefore was just going, when behold, a wonder, fair as any I have told, the same bright face I have tasted in my sleep, smiling in the clear well. My heart did leap through the cool depth, it moved as if to flee. I started up, when lo, refreshfully there came upon my face in plenteous showers dewdrops and dewy buds and leaves and flowers, wrapping all objects from my smothered sight, bathing my spirit in a new delight. Aye, such a breathless honey feel of bliss alone preserved me from the drear abyss of death, for the fair form had gone again. Pleasure is oft a visitant, but pain clings cruelly to us, like the gnawing sloth on the deer's tender haunches, late and loth 'tis scared away by slow returning pleasure. How sickening, how dark the dreadful leisure of wearied days, made deeper exquisite by a foreknowledge of unslumberous night. Like sorrow came upon me, heavier still than when I wandered from the poppy hill, and a whole age of lingering moments crept sluggishly by, ere more contentment swept away at once the deadly yellow spleen. Yet thrice have I this fair enchantment seen, once more been tortured with renewed life, when last the wintry gusts gave over strife with the conquering sun of spring, and left the skies warm and serene, but yet with moistened eyes, in pity of the shattered infant buds. That time thou didst adorn with amber studs my hunting cap, because I laughed and smiled, chatted with thee, and many days exiled all torment from my breast. 'Twas even then, straying about, yet cooped up in the den of helpless discontent, hurling my lance from place to place, and following it chance, at last by hap through some young trees it struck, and plashing among bedded pebbles stuck in the middle of a brook, whose silver ramble down 20 little falls through reeds and bramble, tracing along it brought me to a cave, whence it ran brightly forth, and white did lave the nether sides of mossy stones and rock, mong which it gurgled blithe dews to mock its own sweet grief at parting. Overhead hung a lush screen of drooping weeds, and spread thick as to the curtain up some wood nymph's home. "Ah, impious mortal, whither to thy room?" said I, low-voiced. "Ah, whither? 'Tis the grot of Proserpina, when hell, obscure and hot, doth her resign, and where her tender hands she dabbles on the cool and sluicy sands. Or 'tis the cell of Echo, where she sits and babbles through silence till her wits are gone in tender madness, and anon faints into sleep with many a dying tone of sadness. Oh, that she would take my vows and breathe them sighingly among the boughs, to soothe her gentle ears, for whose fair head daily I pluck sweet flowerets from their bed, and weave them dyingly, send honey whispers round every leaf, that all those gentle lispers may sigh my love unto her pitying. O charitable echo, hear and sing this ditty to her, tell her. So I stayed my foolish tongue, and listening half afraid, stood stupefied with my own empty folly, and blushing for the freaks of melancholy. Salt tears were coming, when I heard my name most fondly lipped, and then these accents came: Endymion, the cave is secreter than the isle of Delos. Echo, hence shall stir no sighs, but sigh warm kisses or light noise, or thy cloming hand the while it travelling cloys, and trembles through my labyrinthine hair. At that oppressed I hurried in. Ah, where are those swift moments? Whither are they fled? I'll smile no more, Peona, nor will I wed sorrow the way to death, but patiently bear up against it. So farewell, sad sigh, and come instead demurest meditation to occupy me wholly, and to fashion my pilgrimage for the world's dusky brink. No more will I count over link by link my chain of grief, no longer strive to find a half forgetfulness in mountain wind, blustering about my ears. Aye, thou shalt see, dearest of sisters, what my life shall be, what a calm round of hours shall make my days. There is a paly flame of hope that plays where I look, but yet I'll say 'tis naught, and here I bid it die. Have not I caught already a more healthy countenance? The sun is setting, we may chance meet some of our near dwellers with my car. This said, he rose faint smiling like a star through autumn mists, and took Peona's hand. They stepped into the boat and launched from the land.